How was Billy Joel?
Mike, I tell you, I saw last night, and, I go back to... first off, I was amazed of how I still know all the words for most of the songs. And I have not listened...
But your brain kind of does good with music.
Absolutely right.
Does, yeah.
It's almost like I hadn't... I'm not as up on the last album or two, but that 74 to 82, 83 era, I know word by word every song is done. So, and I hadn't really paid too much attention to it in the last, say, 10 years. I was amazed at all the words I knew basically by heart on that show. I took 3 Syosset guys who I hadn't seen in a long time, so we all could reminisce about playing basketball at Split Rock and all that stuff that we did. The Big Chet, Big Paul Santoli, Lawrence Carey, all those things we can talk about.
Right.
So, I mean, you reminisced. It was a great night. You know what? It was a great night to reminisce. And his music's good anyway.
Was he good?
Yes, he was into it. 220. Without giving it too much away, you're not going to go through too much of the set without knowing the songs.
Right.
The whole bit.
And, with him, you know what the last song is anyway.
Right, and you do. And I'll tell you something else. The songs that he has said he wants to try and play, those songs I love anyway. Right. Summer Highland Falls, I
love that song. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Played it last night.
One of my all-time favorites.
I'm with you 100%. He could have played that into Kingdom Come as far as I'm concerned. He had a song from Cold Spring Harbor that I'm familiar with. I like that. You're going to like Angry Young Man, so you see that. You're not going to hear Uptown Girl.
I don't like Uptown Girl anyway.
Well, Christy Brinkley and his new wife.
Like
you're not going to hear that.
Anyway. That wasn't one of my favorites.
He did a tremendous job on Start the Fire.
I like Start the Fire.
That's a great song.
I like Start the Fire.
A great song. Yeah. Going to Extremes, which I'm not as familiar with, but a great song.
Matter Trust.
Didn't play that.
They didn't play Matter Trust?
No, which I would have liked to have seen. That and Sleeping with the Television On. But there is no way that you cannot, if you like Billy Joel.
He has a prolific songbook. He has produced an enormous number of familiar tunes.
Plus
he's been around for 30 years.
Garden did a good job. Trouble getting in. They had a lot of security issues getting in. Took me forever, 45 minutes. But outside of that, it was a great night. Nothing else I can say. I've been humming Billy Joel songs ever since. And don't forget, we all have. He hasn't put any albums out. So it's not like we go... who's sitting there playing a 1976
Last time
album?
I saw Billy Joel was in the Meadowlands.
I saw him at the Nassau Coliseum, I think was the last time.
I saw him with Elton John. I think the last time...
I saw him. I saw him that too.
But that was like that was a long time ago.
That was 94.
That's the last time I think I saw him. I don't think I've seen it since then. I saw him before that.
He hasn't played.
I might have seen...
He played the Nassau Coliseum in that run too, which I saw by himself.
He hasn't been to the Garden since 94, right?
Not that I know of. You'd have to... he was in the Garden in the early 90s. I don't think he's been there since 94.
I don't think
You'd have to go look it up for me. I don't think so.
I think I saw Elton John in the Garden since then. I don't think I saw Billy Joel.
Well, he did play with Elton John at the Meadowlands, which I saw too. He played half the show with one. And
I saw that one.
Yeah, I was at
that show.
Right.
But
he played 5-6 days
I think that's the last. I've seen Billy Joel probably 5 or 6 times, I would think.
Yeah, that's about for me too.
I don't think I've seen him in 10 years. First of all, he hasn't done that much.
That's what I mean. He hasn't been around.
Right.
He hasn't toured.
He hadn't toured in 7 years.
Nor no albums.
He hasn't made an album in 12 years.
So he makes the classic. He made that classic.
Yeah, the classic, which is what the Vienna Waits for You is about.
Right.
His father was a pianist.
That's right.
And that's why that song is about his father. Vienna Waits for You.
Good for Mike.
Classical music.
Yeah, good for Mike. Nothing much not to like. I definitely want to go again. Sounds like I'm going to have a couple of opportunities to go again if I want. If I'm fortunate enough to, and I know there's some people who have talked to me about the tickets because if you have the best seat in the house, it's the same price as the worst seat in the house.
Yeah, he didn't gouge the front rows like the Stones or U2. The Stones were like $475 a ticket.
And I'm sure U2's very expensive.
No, they were over $4 a ticket. I think they were $4 a ticket too.
I wouldn't know that one, but I know the Stones
I got those for Conant, so I think they were like $400 a piece.
Now, I know some people have told me, that's not fair. Well, the bottom line is what you want then. You're going to pay $97 a ticket no matter where you sit in the building anyway. It's not like your ticket's going down because mine's $97. The guy who's going to get burned is me or anybody else who's sitting with a great seat because he's going to have to pay, as Mike just said, $300-$400 a ticket. The guy sitting in the last row is paying $97 a ticket no matter what my price is.
Yeah, he put one price fits all, I guess.
I don't have a problem with, but I understand somebody sitting in the back row, that's not fair. I'm up here, he's down there, same price. But all you're arguing there, Mike, is that I pay more.
Yeah, because he's not going to cut
that price.
He's not making the back row $20.
No, he's not making the back row $20. But
But it was good.
Oh, it's great, Mike. Loved it. And again, you and I especially were Long Island. He's a Long Island
I
guy.
love Billy Joel. I've always been a huge Billy Joel fan.
I was 16, 17 years of age in the mid-'70s. I loved Billy Joel.
Oh,
my God, I loved him.
Oh, yeah.
And, couldn't get enough of him. So, last night was a great, my wife loves him too. She didn't go last night, but she loves him too. How do you not like Billy Joel?
No, it's hard not to. There's certain guys that have just, amazingly stood the test of time, whether you say, anymore, like some people say, you got to get with it, Billy Joel. Billy Joel's been prolific. Elton John's been prolific. Springsteen's been prolific. They're all different, but they all have had enormously successful. Here's the thing. They can all still, like the Rolling Stones, they can fill a house. They could Elton John can fill a house. Billy Joel can fill a house. I understand you too can fill a house, but you two came 20 years after
You
these
think
guys.
Billy right now could fill the house in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think he could.
One show or two?
I don't. Yeah, probably one show.
Probably one show. I was thinking about
he could do 40 shows in New York.
Right.
He's proven that. He filled 11 shows already.
Probably Northeast he could do well. Miami do well. I was wondering if Billy went to Kansas City, how would he do?
The key is the big building.
Well,
there's very few groups that can fill the big building.
Well, forget the stadium. Yeah, forget that.
Virtually, they'll tell you now there's only like 2 groups that could fill the building.
Billy Joel filled the Kemper Arena?
I think he would, yeah.
One show?
Yeah.
Fill the Palace?
I think he could fill any major city for one show. Yeah.
L.A. he'd probably do 3 or 4.
A couple, but I think in New York he could fill 100. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about that last night. I wonder
now, the other building is, they'll tell you the only 2 groups right now who are automatic. Now, the only group that could sell out 10 shows in a big is U2. They would sell out 10 shows in Giant Stadium.
Yeah, well,
Springsteen
would too.
Close.
In here.
Yeah,
in
close.
here he would. No, in New York he would.
And the Stones can fill a couple. But other than that, there's no groups that you can put in there. No one who goes in there and fills the stadium anymore. Stadium guys tell me the only group that's automatic anymore is U2.
U2.
They can sell at any building in America in one day.
I think Bruce could do New York. I don't know he'd do anywhere else.
No, but
I think Bruce could do.
They say the only automatic is. They say the Rolling Stones could pretty much for one show could fill any stadium too. They fill it. They fill it. There's just. But U2 can fill. They can do 5 or 10 and fill it.
Yeah, I think Bruce at the Meadowlands can do as many as he wants.
That seems to be the most popular group now. If you go through all age groups, it seems to be U2.
I would agree. Yeah. I'm not a big U2 fan, but I would agree.
Listen, I like some of their stuff. I don't know that much about it. I know they're big hits.
I should go see them.
I've never seen them in concert, but everyone.
I should make an attempt to go see them.
You get guys 25 to 40, they rave about them.
I agree. I should go see them. My brother-in-law Jimmy loves them.
But bottom line is Billy Joel at the Garden fits, and that. And I love seeing Billy Joel.
Oh, and again, you got a good selection. He was into a crowd was tremendous. You got everything you want. He did a geographic. What he did was he did a geographical start to it, where a lot of his songs had a geographical bent. Zanzibar.
Right.
Let me see. Summer Highland Falls.
Right. Get to Allentown.
That was the last one I did. He says our last song on our geographical tour here, and then you just heard that horn whistle. Like the factory's closing. Sure. Yeah. And I love that. I love that song. Oh, I could listen to Allentown all day. So, boom, that's the last song. I thought he would
wind up in the New York State of mind.
He did that part of his geographical thing, but it wasn't his last one. Good point, Mike. Yes. He did the New York State of mind too. Hey, what can you not like? I walked out of there at 11:15. I was flying. How do you not fly off something like that?
Billy Joel's the songs of your life. It's kind of like a soundtrack. You know what I mean? He's been around forever.
And I went to a bar beforehand called Stouts, jammed with 5 guys. It's right. It's 6th Avenue and 33rd Street.
6th and 33rd?
Yeah, between 6 and 7. Yeah. And I told everybody, I said, listen, I'm getting out of here at 10 of 8. Okay, I am not missing Angry Young Man at 8:20 because I knew he started at 8:20. I'm getting out of here at 10 of 8. Tickets at 8. My sister-in-law who went the first night said 8:20 first, so I figured 8:20. I'm getting out of here at 8:20. I made sure I got out of there at 8:20. I ran over there, and I ran. I can run. Barely got in by 8:20.
And did he come on 8:20?
The security, you couldn't get through the checking the tickets. It was unbelievable. Really? Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about it.
Really? It's usually a well-run building.
I know. I went to the main entrance now. I'm not talking about the back, the employment entrance.
I understand.
I don't think it was anybody's fault. It was just everybody congregated at the same time. You will see him, though. You'll get
I'm going to go.
And then I spoke to Malusis, who, you and I saw Billy Joel. Malusis was not even a figment of his father's imagination. Malusis,
I don't know if it was that long ago.
Yes, it was. Early 80s. And Malusis, you guys go see Billy Joel. I'll go see U2. He's knocking Billy Joel.
Well, that's it, the U2 generation.
I don't know. Malusis wouldn't know a song if he freaking did it in his backyard in Bluebell.
Well, he'd know plenty of them because everyone does. They're classics.
And takes his little girlfriend there who's, 19. Who are we going tonight, Mark? Never heard of him. What's his name?
Summer Highland Falls, that's a treat. It never plays. That's a treat.
Treat. I couldn't believe it. I could sit there and listen. Good job by Mike.
Oh, that's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, what a treat.
He never plays that.
Treat. Now, listen.
You know he's going to do Italian Restaurant.
Second to last song.
Absolutely. That's a great song.
Yeah, you're going to get only the Good Die Young. Absolutely. You're going to get This Stranger. You're going to get Piano Man. You're going to get all.
Well, yeah.
The thing that was interesting was I was trying to figure out. Now, I hadn't seen him I've seen him going back 25 years. I've seen him, but I had not seen him in 11 years. I was trying to figure out what band members are the same.
Drum is finally different.
I forget the other guys' names. I'd have to look at the album covers. But
Liberty DeVito's not there.
Yeah, Liberty DeVito. Canada's there, though. And hasn't Canada been with him the whole time, Richie Canada?
I'm not sure. A long time, but I don't know about the whole time. But Liberty DeVito's not there this time.
He's not there. No. Now,
Crystal,
she's there.
The black girl,
yeah,
she's been there a long time.
She was with Bruce in '93.
And she's been there a long time.
She's been there. Yeah. She was good. Yeah. But I was trying to figure out if Canada has been there that long. Do you know top of your head?
I don't know.
You're right, Liberty and Stan Lynch.
Right. The last time I saw him,
I got to look at all the band members.
I think I saw him somewhere after Giant Stadium, but I can't.
I played New Year's Eve, New York in '99. You didn't see that, did you?
See, Doug, there was a night that I think I would. You know what? I did. I went on New Year's Eve.
That's what you saw?
We went on New Year's Eve to see Billy Joel. Yes, we did. I knew I had seen him since then. I remember.
Was that a normal show that night?
It was a great show.
Okay, no classical, it was all him?
No, it was him. It was a great show. I did see him that night.
That's where you saw him last time?
Absolutely. I went that night. We went there on New Year's Eve. Yes, we did. I knew I had seen him since then.
There you go.
That was it. I was trying to think of when he played the Garden, but I did go to that show.
I think the first time that I ever recall seeing Billy Joel live was the summer of '82. I had just gotten out of college, and I saw him at the Garden. So that's 24 years. Yeah. And I've seen him probably, 7, 8 times since? How many tours has he had since then?
Since
5 or 6 tours? 84?
Oh, yeah.
82?
Easy. But Piano Man was probably 73, 74.
Later, 75, I think, wasn't it?
I would say 74, but you could you could be right for 75. Right in there, 74,
right in that period, yeah. And, guys like Malusis.
That's 30 years, though.
Jeez. He wasn't with us.
That's like your song with Elton John is probably 72.
And I'm with you. We saw him at the Meadowlands. I don't know if we went together.
No, we didn't.
Did go
but I did see that there was a summer concert.
They played about a week.
Oh, they were great. That was a great show.
Elton played the first half.
That was great. Dueling pianos.
Yeah.
He played
first half, and then
Billy played Elton songs, and Elton played Billy songs.
Right. I will definitely go again here.
That was a good show.
Definitely go again. Now, I know people get annoyed about the ticket. Because I've had 2 or 3 people tell me already, hey, listen, all you're getting annoyed at is Mike and me getting killed.
Well, you can't win because people complained about the Rolling Stone tickets being $450, and then he has every ticket at $87.50, and everyone $97.50,
whatever it is. It's under $100.
Yeah, and they all complain about that, so you can't win.
Here's the bottom line. Tell them the person sitting third
is not getting
$50 off.
No, that didn't happen. Even if he charges $400 up front, he's still charging $65 then in the back row.
Yes, he is.
Maybe more.
Yes, he is. So, Mark, if you get an opportunity, maybe you can learn a little bit. 118, he's going to be...
Well, those guys don't ask. They only ask for you. They never ask for Billy Joel. They ask for you, too.
Yeah, you, too.
Well, you, too, they just call and use our name.
Well, usually, especially.
Yeah, Connor. He just calls up, hey, I need 8,
Yeah, I got you.
From Zoffinger. George, listen.
Zoffinger helps us out. Yeah. Good for George.
Well, that's because they always play that stadium over there.
Well, he played the Garden. I know my wife went to see U2 at the Garden this past trip, October.
Oh, they were in the Garden too. Yes.
And I got her tickets for that.
Right, and I bet you those were expensive.
I took her 8 best friends, so it was limo,
big night,
bottle of wine in the car,
big night.
Oh boy!
And you get a little tennis in after that.
You got that right. But, Mike, I got to, you know how it is when you go see him?
Yeah.
When you see him, you think back to the days on Long Beach.
You reminisce.
Mike freaking out, Mike the swimming,
you reminisce.
lifeguard, parking cars.
You reminisce.
There you go. New York sets tennis, that kind of stuff.
You reminisce, absolutely.
That's why it's fun. It's perfect for you. You got Long Beach, ocean.
And he still lives on Long Island. He's got like 90 places, but he still lives on Long Island.
Yeah, did he make a joke about his driving last night? I don't remember.
Oh, he did?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, it's, pretty public.
And he has a great line at the end of the show, which he's been saying for years.
Yes.
Don't take any from anybody.
That's always been his last line. At least when I've seen him.
a good line.
He likes to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
But he's very talented.
You know what?
He's very talented. He's a terrific musician.
I'm surprised you don't know about this Canada. I was trying to figure out.
I'm not a rock and roll guy who's like into the
bands and all that stuff.
Nah, I mean, if I notice the guy,
but you're right about DeVito. He's not there.
Well,
you were right about
he's from Freeport. I mean, I've seen him through the years a lot. So but I read in the paper that he wasn't with him this time. He's a Long Island guy, so I mean, he'd been with them all those years. That's like always the guy he'd play off was him.
Third song of the night, Summer Highland Falls.
Oh,
I can hear
one
that.
of my all-time favorites.
You know that song, Eddie?
Yes, I do.
Good boy, Eddie. Good man. Mike and I can hear that.
You know that song, Ack?
Absolutely. It's the sadness or euphoria.
Good job.
It's either sadness or Ack's got the right line. It's either sadness or euphoria. That's exactly right. That sums it up, Ack.
Right like that. No
Ack is right there.
Ack, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Sounds like Ack's been sitting home looking out the window and listening to that for years.
40 of them.
It's either sadness or euphoria.
You want to go? We got to get you some
No,
tickets. Okay. You deserve to go based on that line, Mike. He deserves to go.
I didn't know it was a contest.
Why don't you set up someone to go with him? I'll get the easy part, the tickets.
After it's all said and done, it still may just be one ticket.
Yeah, God, that's Zach. Sports Radio 66.